Come on, there we
Oh,
go.
thank you. Look at this. I'm going to put this right in the front of the screen. A friendly paper hello.
Ah,
Isn't that neat?
that is so cute.
All right. Well, welcome and happy Thursday to all our viewers, whether you're live or later. I'm Kelly, and Chris is here. And go ahead, Chris.
Good morning.
And good morning from me also, and from Memory Bound Papercraft Store in Ankeny, Iowa. And we're back for part 2 from yesterday. So welcome back, everyone. Janet is here. So it's Chris, Kelly, and Janet this morning.
Yay.
And I just got notification right now that we're live.
That
Chris.
we're live.
Yeah, my watch just beeped.
I felt my phone bing in my pocket. So
yeah, mine ding too. So welcome, everyone. This is kind of fun because this is a 2-part video. And we're back with part 2. Yesterday was part 1. And I see that Oshra's back. And Dawn is here. And Christina and Kim's back. Oshra loves your shirt.
Oh, thank you.
That's another Memory Bound shirt, everyone.
I love all the colors.
I don't think that one's available any longer. But we've got the happy shirt and the new logo shirts are.
Yes.
Hello, Juanita and Marilyn's in Omaha. And we got Jan from Virginia. Diane says she's anxious for part 2.
Good. Me too.
Yeah. Me 3. Oh, yes. It's part 2. And Chris is going to talk about a little bit about what we did yesterday, because some of you might not have been here yesterday.
Right.
So if you weren't here, you can go back and watch yesterday's video. And this will all be on our blog, probably sometime middle to late next week. And we've got pictures of Chris's directions and things like that. But golly, you guys, our engineer is back.
And today's very little engineering. I guess yesterday was engineering, wasn't it?
Yes,
I never
it
think
was.
of it
It
that
was very
way,
engineering-ish.
I don't know what I think of it as. Fun.
Oshra says I sound like the teacher from the romper room.
Oh, really?
Now, see, I think the romper room, my kids were they're too old for romper room.
Okay.
So I will have to go look that up, because I think that might be a compliment.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. She wouldn't mean it any
I've
other
heard
way.
of the romper room, but I've never seen it, I don't think. So, well, Chris, we got a card that we forgot to show because it was tucked away up by all of our video stuff, but it never got picked up. But we got a card from Mary from Maine.
Fun? And I love the back of it. Not a Hallmark, made by Mary.
Ah,
isn't that cute? I'm going to bring it in.
Bring her in, Chris.
I love that. Oh, my goodness.
We like it better.
Oh, and how sweet. Happy Mother's Day. Because she knows a bunch of us that work here are mothers.
Yep.
I think probably
moms or aunts or dog moms.
Exactly.
Or,
look how much
grandmas.
That little rub-on adds, or maybe it's a sticker. I'm not sure, but that's just cool. So cute.
I like the color.
Yeah.
It really draws your attention in.
Yeah, it does. Thank you, Mary.
So, Mary, thank you so much. I don't know. I haven't seen Mary come through. Usually there's a bunch of hearts when she arrives. So I don't know if she's here or not, but live or later, she's going to see it. And we appreciate that. We get a lot of happy mail.
Yes, we do.
At Memory Bound.
We're very fortunate that way.
No, we might be, we're very lucky to have that. So, all right. Well, we got Kay just hopped on and Connie, and welcome everyone. If you're just joining, this is part 2 from Chris's chipboard album. And she started, you guys, with chipboard and paper.
That's right.
And a scoring board and some trimmer. Whoopsie. So, Chris, just give us a little lowdown from yesterday of what we did and what's going on. Tell us what's going on here.
What's going on? I wish I knew. I used the 50-point chipboard. I found it thick enough for me, for my, needs. Plus, I can cut it easily with my trimmer. And somebody asked where they could find it. So, I'm not sure where it's online, to tell you the truth.
There is a chipboard. Let me see if I can find out.
Okay.
We will search it out and find it.
I'm trying to find a good place to put that where I don't knock something else down, but it's going to be fine right there.
It's not showing anyway, Chris, so you're okay.
Good. And then I used Happy Traveler paper line, which it is happy. I mean, I love the colors of all of it. This morning I came in and I just used one of the 4x6. Yeah, I used one of the 4x6 cut aparts that's on the paper and used some of the orange to mat that. Just did a little 1/8 of an inch around it. And it just kind of makes it pop. And you could use some of the ephemera pieces and tuck some things underneath of it. And I might do that later. We'll see. Oh, I'm frozen. There I am.
Chris, it's under specialty cardstock.
Okay, thank you.
So if you go to cardstock, memorybound.com and go to shopping, and I'm sure Janet has it linked here, and then go to cardstock and it's under the specialty cardstock.
There she is. Has it done.
She does.
Oh,
Thank
she's
you,
so
Janet.
fast.
You're the best.
And then I brought this one in. This is what I started with. It's a different size, so I decided I wanted to do something a little different. This is all made out of the same stuff, though, just chipboard and, a paper line. Did some die cutting, which we'll do today. I'll show you some of the things I did, what I used to make this. I did a circle, but a bigger one instead of too small.
I thought that was a die. That is amazing, Chris. She's going to tell us more about that.
Yeah, Kelly said, what die did you use? And I said, or what Elizabeth Craft die, because they have one, but we can't get it anymore, unfortunately.
But you did it on your own.
Yeah, but you can do it just with circles. So we made the
Chris,
hinge.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yep, that's all right.
So what size was that book you just showed us, with the circle in it?
This one?
Yeah.
Well,
need a ruler?
I'll get out my trimmer and we can probably measure it by that. It is 8.5 by 5.
Okay, so 5 by 8.5 is that one, and then the one you're working on now is 8 by 8.
Yes.
Okay. So I love that you did different sizes. So thank you for doing that. We really appreciate it.
Yes, you're welcome. And as I pointed out, I make my hinge piece about
I can't see that.
Oh, that's right. I'm not on that camera
You're on
yet.
a different camera.
I made my hinge piece about a 1/2 inch shorter than the book itself because I don't want my pages poking out the top or bottom. So all of that was on yesterday's video. Again, make sure you really, before you start putting pages in, really work your hinges so that you can get them to lay flat and black paper is stiffer. It just, whatever reason it is. So you're going to have to really work it a little bit, but
So
it will
you're
be fine.
saying it might depend on your paper that you use.
Yep, exactly.
Very cool. It's amazing that started out as what, 3 sheets of paper and 2 sheets of cardstock or chipboard.
Chipboard, yep,
and
exactly.
A couple sheets of cardstock.
Well, like somebody said, why would you make it as opposed to buying? There's a certain pride in being able to go, yeah, I made that.
I can do that.
Yes, I can do that. And then you can do it in any size. Once you learn how to do it, you can do it in any size or figuration that you want. So I did retype these. Kelly will take a photo of them.
We'll put all of that on the blog.
Yep, and it will be available for you. Anything else you want me to go over this?
No, but can I put a blurb in for our blog?
I would like you to.
Anyway, you don't hear about blogs that often. I think blogs are really super popular, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. But I will tell you that Memory-Bound has an amazing blog, and that is all thanks to Janet. Pretty much all the videos you see have a blog post with all the links you need to the product, if there's directions, to the videos. So if you go to memorybound.com and click on our blog link, you're going to be really amazed at all the information out there. And you know what? It is all free. So
exactly,
just like learning how to make this album, it's free to whoever wants to watch, whoever wants to join us, right, Chris?
Exactly. And Janet is a phenomenal writer.
She is. It's very interesting to read. So, hey, if you have read our blog or been out to it, just give us a little message in the comments. I'm just curious how many people have visited out there. And then, so today we've made the album base, and now Chris is, you got some stuff to show us.
Well, I do. I just want to,
pages.
This is what I use as an adhesive for putting my paper.
Can you get a little closer to the screen?
Yes, I can. For putting,
it's multimedia matte.
I'm trying to get it
from Ranger.
Correct.
Tim Holtz has it also.
And then I used a brush. I like this one. I like the width of it.
We have others.
Brush. And I used a brayer, which you don't think you need until you need it. Yes.
It's a basic tool, really.
Right. And this one is the medium. It's $11.99. I think, well, I use it in my inking. When I did my junk journal,
Oh, when
I
you
used it a
rolled
lot for
yeah,
that,
that's
for
pretty cool.
putting paint down on there. So it has more purposes than just doing an album, for sure.
Chris, we're getting a lot of really nice comments about our blog. So thank you, everyone. We really appreciate that. And it's great to know. And if you have suggestions, what you'd like to see changed, you can let us know. Send an email to email@memorybound.com, and we can try to make it even better if that's possible.
I don't know if it's possible,
I'm
but
pretty sure we're the only store in Iowa that has a blog
I
with
wouldn't
all
doubt
that
it.
free information and things.
Right.
So,
Well, and there's something about, I love the videos, but I also love getting on and reading about it, and I can take my time, go back, and Janet just explains everything so darn
Yeah.
well. So if you haven't taken advantage of getting on the blog, do so.
and subscribe to it. I feel like we've gone off on a tangent, but I think that's okay. So I subscribe to our own blog, because what you can do is you put in your email, and then whenever there's a new blog post, you'll get an email that's saying, hey, Memory Bound has a new blog post, and it'll give you kind of a brief summary of it, maybe a picture, like Chris made an album out of chipboard and paper, and or whatever it might be. So if you like the blog, or check it out, and definitely subscribe to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't, it's not like we're suggesting that because it's profitable.
No,
It's not. We don't like get paid for everybody that subscribes. I just think it's helpful.
Well,
And
that's what I was going to say. It's free.
Keep your
It's-
crafting alive in 2025, right, Chris?
Exactly.
And OSHA says she doesn't think any store in Illinois has a blog. So
Oh, I doubt if there's many at all that do. I haven't counted. I have no idea how many stores are left.
yeah,
But
not a lot.
we're one of a few
Yeah.
that have a blog, for sure.
All right. Well, what we're going to do now, Chris is going to do the inside pages. So we've got the album cover done. So I think we might need to switch the camera.
I think so
angle.
too.
So I'm going to change our camera, guys. Chris is cleaning
I'm
up.
scooching.
She's got her pile there, and we'll adjust it as need be. There we are.
All right. Now,
I think it needs to go like this. Is that a little straighter?
yeah,
There we go.
Full disclosure, I was moving something earlier and I bumped it. So
We're all good. Oh, look at that.
I think we're all right now.
Oh, OSHA wants you to know the White Sox won last night.
I saw that. We have won 4 out of the last 5 games.
Oh my gosh.
Just bragging a little bit.
Just a little.
Let's hope it keeps going till July when I have tickets. Oh, all right. So I did 6 different pages for the album. I have 3 hinges, so I'm going to put them back to back. The only way I can keep myself straight is if I put them all in my little bags and number them. And I didn't do any particular number. I might put page 3 first. I just wanted to make sure I had 6 pages when I got here today.
That is super way to organize.
I don't know, Kelly, would you put this first? I can ask you guys too.
For your first page?
Yeah, for my first page.
Oh, okay.
Or did you put it in the back?
I think it'd be a nice kind
Beginning.
of kickoff for your book, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so
not
too.
Remembering what all your pages are.
Now, this pink is on the back side of the album cover.
Oh, okay.
So that's what that paper is.
And that is, we mentioned earlier, it's from Happy Travels, and I love the paper. It's called Where to Next. So there, I guess we could kind of show it a little bit.
That is that one. And then here is the back side. I like that it has the little dots like it's been torn out of a notebook. It's fun.
I like that too. I think it's fun too. Good for journaling.
Oh, yeah. And that's why I did this. So I used the journal bits here. And all 4 of these pieces were in here. But I thought if I put it on like this, I could talk about the trip, the date that it was, what I loved, and maybe some kind of note. My best friend and I, whenever we travel, if we stop at a restaurant, we might write whether it's worth stopping at again or we would never want to go to it again. But it's kind of nice to keep track of those things. So just a nice first page of.
Well, Chris, I also think that you could use the date stamp.
Nice.
And I think those boxes are made perfectly to fit the date stamp.
629 is all that is, and those would definitely fit in there perfectly, Kelly. Good
Yeah,
call.
I think that'd be cool.
Yes. Oh, I like that
Chris,
idea.
could you show the back of the package of the journal bits?
Yes.
Just to kind of, so people can see a little bit more about what you get.
That's $5.29. You can, I hope I have that up high enough that you can see it.
It looks really good right there.
A lot of fun pieces in there. I kind of used 3 different ones, and I'll show you on each one what I used. This is the sentiment. It also has a lot of good words, phrases like that, and bits and pieces. Of course, you always get.
Look at that cab and the bicycle. And, that's fun.
Yeah, and the camera. I used that on something. A lot of fun things. So and the colors.
The whole collection. I mean, if you were taking a trip, it'd be, you could get the collection pack and the ephemera and put it all together in one of those clear boxes, and you'd have everything ready to go.
Now, I did use hickory smoke for my ink.
Okay.
You can
so you ink the edges?
Yeah, you can just see a little bit where I inked them. Otherwise, it can be a little bright for me, I guess. I don't know. I never used to ink, and now
she's become an inker.
I've become an inker. I have.
Chris the inker.
Full disclosure.
Hey, Chris, what size? Maybe you said this, and I'm sorry if you did, but what size did you make your pages? Because we know the book is 8 inches.
Correct.
So are they a little smaller?
I made the black part is going to be, it should be, 7.5 by 7.5.
Okay, so you took a 1/2 inch off.
I did.
Okay.
And then I took a 1/4 inch off of the color vibe part. So it's 7.25 by 7.25. And then after that.
So you got 3 layers then.
I do.
Okay.
So then after that, it's just whatever you wanted, because not every one of them is the same after that. But I tried to make some kind of continuity by keeping my mat size the same, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
All right. So shall we try to put this first one in, Kelly, since this is going to be
because I'm anxious to see how to do this.
Me too. I told Kelly I had done this one and I did it, how I figured was the best. I've never done it where I've connected them together. So again, we're going to be learning together.
We get to learn together again.
I'm going to put down, I know my hinges are a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to use my 3/8 size score tape. And I'm going to go ahead and put down a piece here. And I'm keeping it off of the score line. You don't want it onto your score line, because if you go down too far with your page, then you're not going to be able to move your hinges back and forth.
And I did experience that.
And I could.
Piece out of your way. I'm going to help you out here.
Don't go too far.
No, they're right here.
Okay. And let's just go ahead and put all of these down at the same time just to get that.
So you're putting it on both sides of the hinges?
I
Chris?
am.
Okay.
We're going to find out if that's right or wrong. Kelly thinks I'm kidding.
I hope it's right.
Me too. I always say my videos are more about learning from my mistakes.
I think we love your videos, Chris, because we love learning all the stuff that you do.
Well, my husband was an excellent wrestler in high school and college. He was a state champ and went to nationals 4 years. Anyway, he said he always learned more when he lost a match than when he won.
Oh, I have heard things like, inspirational things like that, failures are the road to success and things like that.
Don't get me wrong, he didn't like to lose, but he felt he learned more about it. So, it's kind of like this. If I make a mistake, I learn from it
Okay, so
faster.
you have score tape. Did you say that was 3/8 inch?
This is, yes, 3/8 of an inch. And I'm keeping it off of the score line.
Okay. The hinges I worked on last night were a little bit bigger, and I think that's why I had some issues. You guys, I'm making an album. It's a 49 a market album, and we'll be showing it probably in a couple weeks. But I had some issues getting my pages on, so I'm really anxious to see how Chris does this because I know she has tips. Donna just said she loves it when Chris is in the house.
Oh, thank you, Donna. I should have brought a pick with me. I trimmed my nails because,
Do you want me to get you one?
Oh, I think there we go. Thank you, though. We'll see how the rest of them go. Now, I'm also going to put glue on there because I want to be able to have some wiggle room.
Yeah,
And
that's a great tip.
nothing would make me cry harder than to mess up the first page. So let's go ahead and get that down. And I'm going all the way to the point. I didn't obviously have my score tape out there because I just ripped it with my fingers.
So you're just putting one page on at a time?
I am.
Okay.
So if I was at home, I'd be standing up.
I think that's where I would have helped me to stand up. I'm going to remember that when we launch that kit to remind people.
Pretty much, I just want to make sure I have this pretty even. You can then turn it around and look at it this way. And to me, that looks pretty good. And then I will just do that same thing for each one after that. All right, so
Hey, we got a page on.
We have a page on. I'm going to set this to the side. And look at that. I put it the right direction. I was a little concerned.
I'm laughing because I did not put mine in the right direction last night. All right, you pulling another page out of your bag?
I am, and we're going to do one that we're going to finish.
You know, if you're going to a crop and you are taking a project, this is a great way to organize it in those bags. Then have each project kind of together.
Now, ooh. I made this with just using the circle die by using 2 different sizes. And mine at home have a little more space between the 2. So I would probably skip. If I used, say, the outer one, I would skip.
So go the next one. Skip 2 sizes.
Yeah, because in the end, you want this to fit inside of here and be able to pull in and out without an issue.
Oh my gosh, Chris, that's so cute.
So I cut 2 sizes the same, this striped one and the orange one. So your bottom and your top are going to be the same size. I then determined how much I wanted cut off.
Yeah.
So I just cut off a certain amount, and then I used Diane's fun little punch that does this notch. It's 1049. I love this little guy. It also does the corner rounds, so you can use that for both things. So then, because you want this to be a pocket, you're just going to glue that very edge of it. And I made it big enough that I thought it would be fun. Oh, I showed him.
Oh, you had it.
Kelly went and got one.
I went and got the punch
Poor
because
thing.
I didn't see all your treasures hanging there.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. It's no problem. I solved a couple other things while I was gone. So,
all right. This one's striped, so it's a little trickier because it would bother me if my stripes weren't straight.
I getcha.
So go
So
ahead
that's the
and
same size.
this is the same size. I just cut off this
Oh my
portion
gosh,
and
what a cool technique. You could put that on a card front.
oh yeah.
And you could even
Oh,
pull out maybe
happy
a gift, happy
birthday.
birthday, or a gift card or a photo. I think
Yes,
a photo would be really fun to have on there.
I think so too. Now, and that's why I did this because I thought, well, a photo here and then journaling on
Oh,
this side.
sure, yeah.
Um, one of the papers had suitcases on it, so I just cut out a suitcase and used it as my pull. You just want to make sure you leave enough room that you can get your glue in there. So you don't want to go out very far, that's for sure.
So just a skinny. Chris, that's really fun.
Thank you. And then I used the sentiment bits.
So you could even do, if you're doing a 12 by 12 layout, you could do a layout and you could line up, I don't know, 9 of those circles. Would be a great idea.
Wouldn't it be fun if you pulled out and they said different things on there?
Or your favorites.
Yeah.
Or what you're currently doing with our new currently stamp.
Oh, there you go. So I used the Explorer and then this pink.
Pull it down just a little bit. We couldn't
down
see
here.
it.
Sorry,
yeah, we couldn't. It was off the top
I was showing my project apparently.
She's showing. Well, yeah.
Take the photo, and this will make a great story someday.
Oh,
I loved that sentiment.
I love that too.
Yeah, I thought that was really a cool saying because we forget. We get living day to day, and things make a great story.
And they do when you look back at your scrapbooks and things and trips.
All right, so we could put this in, or we can just lay it to the side for a minute and let that dry. Maybe I think I'll go with that option.
Go with that option.
Yep.
Ooh, what's next, Chris?
Well,
I can't wait to see what she pulls out of the next bag.
This one is already complete. It's just from bits and pieces.
Oh, that car is cute.
Isn't he a cute one? And trip savings.
Yep.
How many of us going on a trip start saving for it? I know I usually start a jar. As soon as I get back from one trip, I start a jar for the next. Yep. And I liked the savings or trip savings for one great vacation. And
we used to have that when the kids were little. We had our vacation jar
and
that we kept and put change in and stuff.
Well, it helps them to know that it's not just a given. You have to save for something like that. I used 4x4. Walgreens does a wonderful job of 4x4 photos.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I like making, these are probably, the black is probably 4 1/4 so that I can have a little edge on it. I pop dotted this one, the top one, the yellow, but I didn't connect it up here so that a photo can get slid down in there. As easy as that.
That's a good tip too. Chris, while you're pulling out your stuff, Beth says she keeps all her collections together with all the extra scraps and ephemera, and then she's gotten everything coordinating, and then she's ready to go. So handy to grab and go.
I'll give you a couple of them if you want. You didn't see what I did. I went forward to give Janine something and almost fell on my face. Video's over. Let's go ahead and put in one of these. Yeah. How about that one, Kelly?
I like it there because then your tag pulls to the outside.
Yes. Good thinking. I didn't, but you, I lucked out, I guess.
Got lucky. Sometimes it happens.
That's right. We're going to go ahead and get this glued down. And that way I'm not doing it all at the end, although you might prefer I do it that way. But we're going to see how this works.
That's probably a good idea. Sue just jumped in from Marco Island. So hello, Sue. Hope all is well down your way.
Now, I want my pages glued together. You could just glue the edges and you could make a pocket out of some of them if you wanted.
That's a good idea.
Because sometimes it's fun to bring home
put your stuff in
your
there.
Tickets or whatever. So,
Chris, there's a lot of comments about your circle idea, and I think there's going to be a lot of people making those. So that was a great.
Good.
Now, you guys, I don't know if you saw this, but Chris double checked before she glued it down which direction she was going. So that, I think that's a great thing to remember.
Well, you learn from experience.
Yeah.
When you've done something before, you try to learn from that. And I'm just trying to line it up so that this is going to hopefully be,
Well, I can see that's a great reason for using the liquid adhesive.
yes, because I've had to lift it up a couple times because I'm using black paper and probably wasn't my smartest move on that. Okay, I think that's, and then I'm just going to lay it down, and if I need to re-glue it later on in the day, I can do that. It's like next week I'm going up. My husband's helping my cousin paint her house. I can't paint yet because of my shoulder, but I'm going
You're
because
going to supervise, Chris?
well, I said, I'm really looking forward to watching paint dry. And that's probably how they feel watching me put together these pages. But
that's funny.
I'm going.
You might have to take something crafty to do while you watch paint dry.
Kelly, I don't know if I have room because I'm bringing my dog.
Oh,
and
yeah. Well, you'll be busy then.
Let's do this one. I'm kind of not nervous about this one. I'm excited about this one because it's got a lot of different things that I'm doing. So this one I'm going to use.
Ooh, she's got lots of pieces
this
there.
die, and I cut the tags out of this die, and then I just used the same size die as the tag, but I used them on smaller pieces of paper, but I want to make the tops kind of fun. So I'm using this punch. So let's go ahead and get those put together first.
And Chris, we have a suggestion.
Yes.
So I'm going to go, Jerry suggested we put a piece of copy paper inside the cover to differentiate the black papers.
Oh, there you go.
So I'll go get us a piece of cardstock and we'll see if that's,
all right.
We need that or
So
not.
I am just going to put this under here and do a punch. And then, I could have gone over a little bit further. We'll fix that in a minute. We'll come here. And one more. Then I need to go this way because
Ooh, I have that punch at home, Chris.
Yeah.
And I've had mine for a long time and I love it. I use it for a lot of different things.
Well, I just think it adds, if you compare the two, adds another dimension, another layer to your project. You could use we've got the lace one. We've got a lot of different ones that you could use for sure. Let's see if I have that lined up right. It's a little hard to see sometimes.
Well, especially when everyone's watching you.
Yeah, well, that's all right. I am making the table move.
They really like the idea of the pocket with the way you attach the pages if you left them open.
Oh, to make
the
it
top or the
yeah.
side to make it a pocket. I think that's a great idea.
Whoops, that one I went over twice, and you know what? I like it.
It looks grungy.
It makes exactly. And in this one, I had done kind of the same thing, but that die is no longer available. So, and that's what they had done. They left it partially done, ripped. Mm-hmm. So it already looks grungy there.
I like that too.
Yeah, yeah. Here I am copying Elizabeth Craft. I was just looking for my
what you need, ink. Chris. Here, it's.
I had it somewhere.
You had it. I thought you laid it right
I
here.
may have put it away thinking I was done.
Isn't this just like your own craft
Oh
rooms
my
at home?
gosh. I'm usually very organized at home, but lately it's been kind of, I could take a month off and
No, I
just,
don't think so. Deb said you could use the new Spellbinders torn paper edges die also.
yes, yep.
And you know what? While you're inking, Diane said, and thank you, Diane, for this. I really appreciate it. But just to remind everybody that we talked about the blog, but our YouTube channel, you can, if you like the videos and if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you can get notifications also when Memory Bound is live. And you can also, it also helps Memory Bound. The more people that subscribe, the further it goes and the more new people that we get. So we really appreciate that too. I'm going to go grab a couple of die options.
Alrighty.
We got the punch.
Now, I cut reinforcers, but I don't know that I really need them because adding my paper here kind of reinforces it itself. But they've got, this die has the coolest reinforcers included in it. I am in love with the different reinforcers. And this is number 2055, and it just came back in this morning. And I could glue all these little fringes down, but I might go ahead and rip a few of them off eventually. So I'm just going to leave those unattached. Plus, it saves some time.
I like how that adds to those tags.
Yeah, it just...
And I like that tag die. It's different than a lot because of the holes. They've got the slot holes instead of the round.
And so easy then to put ribbon in there. And I showed them the reinforcers that are included in this die also that are so cool. Whoops, that's going to leave a mark.
I was worried that they were going to discontinue that punch, Chris.
Oh.
But luckily they didn't, because that is, I do like that. I tend to get my punches out more than my dies. I don't know why.
Isn't that interesting?
Maybe because I have to die cut on the floor. I have to sit in my chair and lean down on the floor.
Oh, no, Kelly.
So I need to clean up. Oh, okay, let's get a look at all those together now. That looks really cool.
Look at those fun colors.
Oh, I love it. And you know what? I really like that yellow one.
It just makes everything pop.
It does.
Maybe. All right, so now
do you want to show these before you move on, Chris?
Yeah.
So there's this. Thank you. I think that, I don't know if that was Diane that suggested the Spellbinders and someone suggested the Tim Holtz dies.
All right, so, oh yeah, look at that. That would be perfect. $9. That's a heck of a deal. That's wonderful. And then this also has, and here are the edges that it cuts. So you can see the negative and the positive of that, which is fun.
So Chris, what is this called? Oh, torn paper edges is the Spellbinders. Yep. Make it easier for people to find.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's fun.
And then what's the Tim Holtz one?
This one.
That's a vault. That's a good one because you get the alphabet.
Vault edges. Easy to remember.
So there you go. You got lots of options.
That has 31 pieces in it. Wow, for $20.99. That's a good deal too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So now I am going to use my...
What are we going to use, Chris?
I'm going to use my die.
Oh, we're going to die cut something?
We are. So just wait for the earthquake of the table moving. It is this Elizabeth Craft one for it's number 2194. It also just came back in this morning.
What's it called, Chris?
Slots and Pockets.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is bring over the die machine. That could have knocked me out. And I want these that have, this is the one I'm going to be using, but I'm using it in 3 different sizes. And this piece of paper is going to end up coming over here. And then I'm going to stick those tags inside of it. So I'm going to just kind of line them up. And I think I went the 3 largest. And get kind of an idea of how I'm going to stagger them. And I'll tape those down. I couldn't find my yellow tape this morning. I haven't found it for a little while. I don't know where it's at. And I'm going to just try to get this as straight as I can without being neurotic about it. But I kind of like that staggery look there. Here's some yellow tape attached to this, so I'm going to go ahead and use that.
Chris, thanks for doing that so we can all see it.
Well, it's the look that you get from it is so fun that it's worth the reveal, I guess, to me.
And we have people, Janet said it'd be a great die on a scrapbook page.
Oh,
That
yeah.
you could pull out. So after you get them taped on, maybe you can kind of show it a little bit, you guys. We don't have a great space here for die cutting with our big shot.
So
oh, perfect.
There is how I have them taped on.
Oh, cool.
And whoopsie, here it is.
So we're going to cut that out.
And the reason I didn't want to do it ahead of time was because it's not a trick to where to glue, but you definitely want to be mindful of not gluing too much. Let me get rid of the die cut machine.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
We're just going to put this down here on the floor so I don't trip on it.
So I see. So you have to plan your adhesive a little bit. Did you show this one already? I had to step away.
No, I did not. So you can kind of see just those little pieces that come out. I may have gotten that crooked, but that's all right.
This is really cool, Chris.
Thank you. You know, I'm a buyer, or I have to own the dies.
She's a collector.
Yes. So this year my goal is to use my items.
Hey, that's a good goal. I like that goal,
Thank you.
Chris.
So this, you're going to be able to see it better once it's on the green.
Oh,
now
yeah.
you can see those cut marks. Boy, those are crooked. Was I drinking?
They are crooked?
Well, it seems like it. Yeah, they are. But that's all right. We're going to be fine.
But you know what? You could purposely make them crooked if you wanted to.
Because of the paper.
To make it wonky. I think that would be great.
So here is that same thing, but I lined them up. I was home, so I took more time, I think, probably. But you can see. So
well, yeah, on that paper, that's really neat.
Yeah, but you're only going to want to glue around the edges of that paper so that you can slide your die cuts in and out. And on this, I just put a plain piece on the back to use as, if you wanted to put a note or a photo.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to stagger them so you can kind of see all of the things. Well, that's the wrong size, but that's okay. So let's glue this down. I'm going to have to buy, well, I've got more glue at home, surprisingly. But we're just going to glue the edges.
Chris, I don't think anybody cares about them being a little crooked. Donna is laughing. She says the paper's crooked, not the
There you go.
The slots.
Yes, I like that.
And Lisa says if they're all a little crooked, so it looks like it's on purpose.
Exactly.
Which I think it would be fun to have
To have
them.
them, yeah,
Yeah, I think that'd be really fun.
as my mom would say, cattywampus.
Oh, Mary from Maine just popped in, Chris.
Mary.
Mary, we shared your card this morning, your Mother's Day card. That was so fun. I love that bright orange color.
And then I cut this the same size as my base paper, not the black, so that it would line up as well as possible. Yeah, those lines aren't straight. You're right. Okay, so then you just simply
You just stick them in.
stick
Oh
those
my
in there.
gosh. You know what? I honestly, I cannot believe how many ideas we're sharing today. Isn't that cool?
So cute. Thank
Penny
you.
just went by with an open mouth, like, oh my gosh.
And you could put a photo on those. You could put some ephemera on them. Just a number of different things. Any questions? Let's see. This die is now on my shop. Oh, good.
Yeah, Janet's getting it.
Oh, Janet's getting it. It's cute, Janet. You'll love it. You can also use it for, because it has the long ones. Let me see if I can find the right, it's like this. I didn't use it on that one, but because it has this tab. So you could easily use it for something like that. Yeah, it's got a lot of uses, and it's
How many
it's
dies
free.
were on there?
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17
Wow, 17 dies.
for $22.99. So
Very cool.
thank you. There's another page done. Let's go.
The colors that you
there.
picked, Chris, the color vibe colors. At the end, let's show those.
Oh,
because
okay.
I really think the tops of those black tags really pop with I'm guessing that's probably orange. We'll share all the color vibe colors too, you guys, when we get done.
Okay, this page right now it looks pretty plain. It's got a magnet.
Oh,
and then
that's a surprise.
Inside, I used the memories.
Is that from the sentiments, maybe?
This one, yes, is from the sentiments, and the camera is from Bits and Pieces, as well as the earth with the plane. And then you just, you could mat it if you wanted. Again, I started kind of running out of a little time, but
we understand, Chris. It's not a problem.
I thought it would be fun to dress it up by using my tag stamp or punch. I think that's fun. It is right here. We are $28.99, but I'll show you how I did it to just make it a little more.
It makes like a label.
Yeah. And I'm sure lots of other people have done it before, but I just found it kind of fun to dress it up. So I cut the yellow into the inch or 2 inches. Yeah, 2 inches. And I did the black in 1.5 inches, but the same length.
Okay.
All right. So now you just feed it in because it's got the slats. So
I know, it's pretty. It makes it nice.
It's nice.
It?
Yes. You just feed it in there until you feel you can't go any further. It's like a little stopper. And then I'll
my gosh.
turn it around.
So you could do it on one end and make a tag, or do both ends and you have a label.
Exactly.
That looked very easy, Chris, and faster than getting out the big shot.
Oh my, yes. And then, because they're the same length, you can pretty much, I'll show you this one and why I made the, okay. So I did the same thing with this one. Well, I did one as a tag, and then I made my label, and then I put these on here because the circles don't match up exactly perfect. But we have these beautiful,
oh yeah,
enamel glossy dots that I think once you get this tag together, you put the big one on there, nobody's going to know that your holes don't match up exactly right. So let's go ahead and put this on here.
I've seen people, and maybe it was you, Chris, I don't know, that punches just what you punched, and then you take ribbon and tie it to like the sides of your card or your project.
I did that with
ribbon.
one.
Did you do that with the project?
On a box or
Okay.
something.
Lisa says she keeps that punch on her table all the time.
Oh, good.
And I'm like, I think it's coming to my table. It's one of those things you don't think you need, and then you see something like what Chris is doing, and you're like, oh yeah.
Maybe I do need that. What do you think? Should that be popped at it, or should we just leave it as is?
I don't care. Are you putting something on top of it?
Well, it's going to have on our way.
Cool.
There. And then I have the...
You're a We Are girl.
I kind of am. I have this punch, the file tag punch. People need to know to open this page, so I'll add that to it.
Okay. Yep. Gotcha.
Well, I know my pop dots are here somewhere, but that's okay. We're just going to
Lisa
go
keeps
ahead.
it on her desk also.
Well, good. What's your main use of it?
Yeah, we want to know if you do labels like Chris's or use it for tags. So let us know, gals, what.
Because I'd like to steal some of your ideas. What
Chris,
you use
I
it
don't
for.
know if people realize it, but you have shared a lot of ideas with us, not just for putting an album together, but
I think
my
they can
gosh,
be
if
used
we
with other
reviewed, oh
things.
my gosh, this is lots of information. You guys are probably going to want to go back and watch this over and over and over.
Hopefully, I'm not keeping you too long from your morning routines. That's why they have me make boxes. Otherwise, I get long-winded maybe.
No.
I'm going to ink this up because it was just too stark white for me.
I think that helps on those die cuts if you want to just soften the edges a little bit. And did you say you're using Lost Shadow?
I am using Hickory Smoke.
Oh, Hickory Smoke. Okay.
I use that more than I do browns, which is rather funny when I look around my house and I don't have any gray in my house. You'd think I would, but I thought of that the other day.
I don't have any gray in my house either.
So there we go. We'll just add that.
Oh, that looks so cool.
Well, it pops it up. You could add other things to it also, obviously. And the reason I didn't add this was I was a little not confused, but I hadn't decided if I wanted this on the side or if I wanted it on the top. Almost the top. What do you think?
Maybe the top, because, okay, how does it open again? Does it open?
It opens this way.
It opens down.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
and I did
I'd
use
probably put
glossy
it on the
accents.
Oh, yeah, you got to have the glossy.
All
I
right.
would put it on the top.
Let's do that.
We have some stamps coming because, we have the new lights from Pear Blossom Press.
Yes.
And one of the lights, you press to light it up, and then you actually blow on it to have the light go out, which is crazy. I have no idea how they did that. But so we have some stamps coming that say push, pull, and I think we've had them before from Photo Play, but we have some coming, which would be great for that.
Oh, that will be fun.
Connie says this is her morning routine.
Oh, good.
And Lynn says this is my morning routine, and so does Donna. And Julie is recovering from knee surgery.
Oh,
so she said take
no.
your time.
Okay,
Julie,
well,
I hope you're elevated and icing and healing very quickly.
yes. Oh, my goodness. I haven't had that done, but my sister has had 2. And God bless you. I
Ruby
feel
says,
for you.
I have a job I can watch as long as it's a good morning.
Okay, just like that. And like you said, you could put pull on there or something. I think
Push
that would
it
be
down
cute.
just a little bit lower. There we go.
Sorry about that. I am always off camera.
There we go. No, that looks good. Can you open it again,
I
Chris,
sure
just to
can.
show us how amazing it is?
And obviously, this is here because there's a magnet under it.
Okay.
And I put my magnet on before I put my
You remembered, which is
yes,
great.
woohoo. Otherwise, I could have put it somewhere else, but I just needed something there because I didn't want my magnet hanging
Yeah, you don't want your
out.
magnet to
No,
show.
so
And then that
and you could do
opens.
this
Oh, that's
differently.
a triple.
Yeah, you could mat it with Color Vibe or with extra pattern paper, or just leave it black like I did for now. There
Karen
is.
says, breakfast with the girls is my morning routine. Mary says, me too, keep going. Oh my gosh, you guys.
Oh, you guys are so nice. Okay, sorry, I
Is
have
this our
to.
last page coming up?
I think
Oh
it
my
is.
gosh.
I have to put this away, otherwise it will drive me nuts.
Yeah, we don't want to
We
drive
don't
you
want
nuts.
Chris driven nuts.
We do not want to drive Chris nuts.
She makes it sound like it happens often.
No, we just
maybe.
I don't
All
think
right.
it happens often, but
It
could happen.
It could happen at any given moment. All right. This is the last page, and I probably saved the most detailed for last. So
good.
Sorry about that. I have.
Oh my gosh, I love that paper.
I have glued this to here. So I have a pocket, and I don't know if you can see in there that I didn't gusset it, but I did leave extra. I didn't. I wanted to be able to open wider.
Flat.
Yeah, it's not flat. I used.
It's a little puffy.
It is a little puffy, like me. I'm trying to find the piece that I used. It's in. Oh, here it is. It's from Bits and Pieces.
That's that?
Yeah, that's what that is.
My
And then I
gosh.
put a little eyelet in it, which I loved that it matched so well.
Oh my gosh, that's really cool.
And then these pieces.
You made a little clipboard.
Yes, exactly. These are for photos, so I left the edges unglued. I just glued the edges down. And, you know, I started out really good at writing down all of the things that I used.
That's okay. We know
but
that you use.
It's in these three
We know
pieces.
you use the
Yes.
bits and pieces,
Yep.
the journal bits, and the title bits.
Exactly. This one says traveling, it leaves you speechless, then turns you into a storyteller.
Oh my gosh. Those are so.
Aren't they neat?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look at those a little closer.
Yeah. And you think, yeah, that's true. You know, you go someplace and you want to share that experience with people, so it does turn you into a storyteller. Anyway, I did 3 of those. Now what we're going to do is we're going to eventually attach these to here.
Oh, this is the gatefold.
To make a gatefold.
Do you want to show this gatefold,
Yeah.
Chris?
And I made it a little wider. So I added an inch because I have 1/2 inch score lines on both of these. And then I angled the edge, as you can see.
Yep, that's good.
Because we don't want it sticking out. But I also added a 1/4 inch, or not a 1/4, an 1/8, sorry, because once you get all of these pieces in there, it's going to be taking up some bulk.
Oh, that was so smart.
I didn't want a gap in my gatefold.
Mm-hmm. No gap in the gatefold.
No. All right, so this one, I kind of did that same thing.
That's
I just
so
I
cool.
didn't do it the whole length. And then inside I have
Oh my gosh,
a
I forgot I
fold-out
had a
for-
fold out.
yeah. So they said maybe you do the same thing just to give people, you know, it might be something you haven't tried before. And I just want to show you, it is very easy to do once somebody does it on video. I mean, you know, once I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, okay, it's not going to be as hard as I thought, for sure. I used.
Oh yeah, we love the eyelets.
These are the 2 eyelets that I have at home. These 2 colors, along with the brass and stuff ones that they used to have. But these I thought really matched the paper well.
They do.
So those are what I used. I have my trusty
Crocodile?
crocodile, yes. And I have my little jars that I put my eyelets in once I got home. And
Oh, yeah, the jars.
yeah,
That's
right
handy.
now I think we have one set of
We have
jars. They're
more
on
coming.
order.
Yep.
I ordered them a few days ago, but those are only $6.99 for 6. So
Can I borrow that one?
yes, of course. Now, obviously, I could not put this down until I got my gatefold on because it's going to get tucked underneath here eventually. That's where this is going to get glued to. But first, we want to, before you do that, you want to put your eyelet in there. And so this is the way they're going to go. And I want them to match up. So I'm going to cut them at the same time.
Oh, that is a really good idea.
And that way, you know, we're good to go. Now, Kelly, would you do blue? I was thinking maybe this pretty bright blue.
That would really contrast with that paper. So yeah, I would.
Yeah, there's a little bit in that plain,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of like that.
I do too.
All right, so
you're going to show us how to set an eyelet?
Yeah. I mean, you probably already know, but
because you had an eyelet in the little clipboard you made, and did you have eyelets in your tags? I can't remember.
I did not. I have them
in
that one. All right, so I'm going to use the larger of the two holes and decide how far you want to go in. Somebody on a video once asked about how to move this. You just use your thumb and slide it. It's
See,
as
mine
easy
has a
as
screw
that.
on it. Mine's older, so it
okay.
doesn't have, it's different, but
yeah. This you just push a little bit, you know, up or down, can't remember which one, but you just give it a little push. And the nice thing is if you're setting a lot of eyelets, I did one time like a, almost like a shoelace. So I had 4 eyelets on each side.
Okay.
And I wanted all of them to be the same depth.
Yeah.
So this ensures that you get that. So decide how far in you want it. I'm not going to worry about if it's even Steven. As long as both pages are the same, I'm going to be happy today.
Diane says, "Woohoo, wahoo moment, cutting holes at the same time." Make sure you lay your pages the correct way when you do that.
Yes, exactly. Not one upside down or something, which could happen. So then you put your eyelet in that hole. I've already have my gauges set because I set the eyelet earlier. That's not the right color to show you on here. Let's do it on here. So there's one for the eyelet, and this one smushes from behind to flatten out that bottom part, if that's making any sense at all.
Well, and there's different settings. Those blocks on what Chris is showing you, they turn and they change depending on what you're setting, what size of eyelet, or if it's a snap or what it might be.
And I'll show you that as soon as I get these set because I might forget which ones they are.
Don't move it.
Exactly.
And it comes with your directions. When you get your Crop-A-Dial, it tells you what to use for what.
And I'm not going to...
You just push it. That's so easy. Look how easy that was, you guys.
Yep.
Awesome.
And when I am doing a different size or I'm doing, starting a new project, I take an eyelet, I put it in a piece of paper to make sure I have it set correctly. Because I have ruined things by not having it set correctly.
I've smushed them up before.
Yep. And then just make sure that
so you're
the long piece goes into the hole.
In the top?
Yep.
Okay. I honestly couldn't remember, Chris. I'd have to do it.
I'm going to tighten that a little bit more.
I'd have to read my directions every time I do it.
You can over smush, and that's why I do it on a plain piece of paper too, is so that I
just to test it out.
Yeah, this one I went a little bit tighter, but I'll show you how these turn. There we go. So all you do is pull it out, and then it turns. So here's a really fat one. This is the one I use for my eyelet. And the same with this one. It pulls out and you've got 4 different choices as far as sizes. So sometimes it's kind of a playing game for me anyway, because who knows where my instructions are. Like Kelly said, it comes with instructions. I don't know where mine are. You could always get online and find those. All right, so now we want to make sure that now that we've gone to this work, we want to make sure that we put it on the right side.
Yes, so double check all of that, huh, Chris?
Exactly. Kelly, do you know maybe a little piece of grid ribbon or something that I could just tie this shut?
Of course.
Thank you very much.
I'd love to get something.
You think you're prepared and then you find out you're not. And I don't have to glue all these pages into the book. Thank you, Kelly. Again, line it up, make sure it's nice and straight. At least with the liquid glue, you have a little chance to correct things if you need to, which to me, this is off a little bit.
Ruby says it might be time to get a crocodile. And Ruby, honestly, that is such a nice basic tool. It's for punching the holes. You could punch through, oh gosh, Chris, multiple pages at once using the punch part of it. I probably use that more than I do the eyelet setter.
Yeah, me too. I'm always using it for making tags or what have you. All right, now we're going to adhere this to this.
Maybe I was worried when you were putting your glue on, Chris, because I'm like, I think she's putting that on the wrong side.
On the wrong part.
But then I realized now that you are attaching that all the way you are, so that's pretty cool.
I have another bottle of glue. I'm gonna. Well, it's in my box.
Here. Do you need it? Do you need me to? Oh, here. Let me get the one from the back.
Yeah. Like I said, I've got one in my pile. And then we're just going to eyeball this. I know it's about 1/8 of an inch around, but I need to have it. There we go.
This has got the bigger tip on it, Chris.
Oh, perfect.
Okay?
Thank you. Yes.
I don't know where
Wonderful.
Memory Bound's regular tip is. It seems to be missing.
Oh. And then we can put those back in. And I put this. Now you could do it 2 ways. Feed it in both sides and tie it, or you could tie this off, cut it, and do the same over here and have it.
Then it stays with the project.
Exactly. You never have to worry about it.
Scissors, Chris?
I've got scissors right here.
Okay.
Should we try it that way?
Yeah, I like that
something different?
idea, and I can get more ribbon if we need it.
I like this orange you picked.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not an orange person at all, but I'm really liking it. I love it in this collection. And it's such a good contrast with the blue and just all the bright colors.
Well, it's happy.
It is, and I love that you picked out black to go with it.
Well, thank you. I'm just going to feed it through here, and then we're going to cut it in the middle. Sometimes when you're trying to get this grid ribbon through a hole, it just takes a second, but we're good. Kelly, look how close we are to being done.
I know. Chris, you have taught us many things today.
Well, good. I'm just going to pretend
amazing.
that's there. Now you can just take both ends and tie a bow or a knot, and then when they open it, there's a nice surprise, Kelly.
It is a nice surprise. I love it.
So again, I'm going to have to retie that side, but I just think that's fun.
It is. It just looks like you've got a little clipboard in there for your itinerary.
Well,
And
exactly.
You've made a lot of, Janet's comment is you've made a lot of space for more pictures that you might not have had room for.
Exactly. Yay. Okay. So, Kelly, do you want me to attach any of these, or should we just figure that people know how to attach since we did the one? What shall we do?
So what if you just, okay, here's what I think we should do.
Okay.
Why don't you just open up the book and show us the page we put in and how you would go about just
going
kind of
to
a
the next.
reminder. Yeah.
Okay. So we put in this one page, 2 pages.
Oh my gosh.
And then, like Kelly pointed out, if you have something like this, make sure you point it to the open side so that you can get to it. Not that you couldn't do it here, but you're going to be running into your other pages. So I would simply take off my, we're going to do one more.
Okay.
We're going to take this off. We're going to use
a bigger tip on that.
Okay, thank you. We're going to use our liquid glue to make sure that it's going to give us some wiggle room.
We like wiggle room, Chris.
Oh boy. And then line it up kind of with your other page and this hinge. And this is when you're probably going to have to take a sec and do a little realigning here and there so that you get it to your next one. So your first one is kind of your starter. After that, you are going to have to do a little wiggling, and that's okay. That's why we put the liquid glue down.
Yeah, that helps. That definitely. If you didn't put that down, once you're stuck, you're stuck.
That's right.
But then you get your undo and you're good to go again.
All right, there you go. We have page 3 in the book. And then you just continue on with your next one.
So then could you just show us each of the pages one more time?
Yeah.
Chris, just to review.
All right. First page, so you can talk about your trip, when you went, where you went, what you loved, maybe where you ate.
Yep.
The next page had the circle.
Which that was an aha moment.
And
that used the corner notch punch. You could use a circle punch.
Oh, yeah. But that just
But
adds.
I think that makes it really professional looking.
Here is our magnet page with.
That was a wowzer.
And I used 3 pieces because I was using scraps. And I just hinged my 2 and stuck them underneath so that I could then.
It works just fine.
Yeah, it works perfectly. Then we have our tag that I used, the Elizabeth Craft slots and pockets die. Diane says that she has this and uses it a lot too, and I just love some of these different openings. Then,
and the way you made the tags.
Oh yeah,
you guys look at all these. Chris, do you realize how many techniques we have shown people today? This is amazing.
Oh, we're going to get to put a lot on the sheet, aren't we?
I'm amazed myself here at all the things that we've shown you.
Then just a plain, so you can do some 4x4, pop dotted this top one, but left it open so that a photo could get slid down in there. And then the last one, a gatefold with a pocket. Again, just some fun little ways. Like I said, I left these just glued at the bottom, so when you get your photo, then you can slide it in like that. So other than that, Kelly.
So that's an 8x8 album. Um, there's a question about on the page when you glue the pages in.
Mhm.
So did you? I know, like right now, you didn't immediately put in page 4, but when you did 1 and 2, the question is, did you glue 1 and 2 together after you glued them to the hinges?
Correct. Yep.
So you put them on the hinges, and
then,
how did you get the glue in
well,
there?
on page 2, I glued the hinge and the back of it at the same time.
Okay.
So as I was putting it on the hinge, I lined it up with page 1.
Okay.
Now, as we talked about, you could just glue like this one. Well, I wouldn't do it with this one because it already has an opening. But let's say these two, you just want to glue around 3 edges. So the bottom and the 2 sides, then you could have a pocket in your album for putting
that would be fun.
Yeah, if you go on a tram or a train or something and you want to put your tickets in there, or just add more photos.
So basically you stuck down the first page with the score tape.
Correct.
And then when you were attaching the second page that's back to back, you put glue on the back of it,
Put glue
and
all
stuck
over.
it to the score tape and then pushed them together.
Yes, I would do like this page here. I would take this one, I would glue it all over. I would glue, when I take off the paper for the score tape, I would put glue on there and then line them up so that they match and everything glues at the same time.
Perfect, Chris. Perfect. Carla says it's a darling project. She loves it.
Thank you.
I don't think we have any more questions. I'm going to flip the cameras, Chris.
Okay.
So we're going to go back to Chris.
Uh-oh.
Back to you, Chris. Just like, Saturday Night
news.
Live or the news
Yes.
report or something. Really, Chris, this has been amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I'm really glad I was here for this, and because I learned a lot of techniques and things. And oh my gosh, you guys, thank you, Chris. I think she deserves a big round of applause.
Oh, you're sweet.
For all of this. And look at the bright. I love the colors and things that you picked out, and the fact that you can make any size or any theme you want.
Well, and
with your techniques.
I mean, it's amazing how different 2 can look making it out of the exact same stuff,
Yeah, it's definitely. You could make little ones.
Yeah.
You could make ones for like wallet photos. There's a lot of options here. And Chris, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Janet, thank you for all the help with our linking and answering questions. And this will be on our blog, probably the middle to late next week. Donna says she's clapping. Everybody is saying how much they love it.
Oh,
so
thank you all. You're so sweet.
We really appreciate it. I just want to mention that we have, today's probably the last day for the magazine special with a $50 purchase. So if you did like some of the product, the tag punch or the tab punch or the die that Chris used, this would be a great day to pick those up, because we do have the free magazine with the $50 purchase, and we're at the bottom of those magazines, so they're going quickly. I'm
so glad I have this one. I love these.
Okay, Chris,
tabs.
We do have one more question before we go. Could you glue the pages together and leave the one side open and slide in the hinge?
If you're more talented than I'm afraid
so give it a try.
You could try. Yeah. I mean, always try. I just don't know if you'd have enough wiggle room. But yeah, maybe I'll try it with one of mine.
Try it and let us, if you try it, then report back. We'd love to know how things work. And we love your ideas and suggestions, because I always believe that it's everyone together that makes the group so great, and everybody has good ideas.
Well, and I could see where you'd be able to get, it would be easier when you're trying to line these up to be straight. So yeah, if you just left this much undone and then glued it and stuck it on there. Yeah,
I think it'd definitely be great to try.
Yeah.
Donna wants to know if you can come to Bakersfield.
I would. Hey, my brother's out in California. It would be a double hit. I could visit you and
when she
my
visits
brother.
her brother, we'll let you know, Donna, and she can even maybe bring your order with her.
There you go.
So
yes,
thanks everybody so much. We're going to be back tomorrow, and we have a project tomorrow that Janine created for graduation, and it's a memory dex, and
It's
we're
so
going to show you
cute.
that.
It's amazing.
It is really fun. And then we also have going to show you how to use the new A2 card maker's ruler tomorrow. So that's our plan for tomorrow, and we'll be back then. So you guys all have a crafty day, and we will expect everyone to be making albums.
Yay. Yes. If you do, send photos.
Yeah, we love it.
Bye, everyone.